I have the jury trial, so I'm trying to. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Marcel Carter, file number 23-01188 and 01189. Sorry, 1888-1889. Council appears.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Marcel Carter.
Okay, today's the date and the time that's set for a jury trial. I have loud and boisterous and found number 1888 and indecent exposure and 23-01889. And my understanding is there's a civil infraction offer of disturbing the peace.
That is correct,
And
Your
file
Honor.
number 1888. Okay, and are we dismissing the other file?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, you want to accept responsibility to disturbing the peace? Okay, your fine is $135. What can you pay?
60 days. 60 days.
I'm sorry, sir.
I do within 60 days.
Okay, are you employed?
Not anymore. My dog. He's in
Okay.
one hand right now.
I'll note here that you'll make payment in full within the next 60 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how to make payment? Okay. You have any questions?
Um,
You're all set. Same to you. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus John View, file number 23-01605. Here it is.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of John View.
Okay, this is review. Today's the date set for a jury trial and are operating with a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher. Mr. Staples, was there an offer?
There was, Your Honor, to amend this to a, I believe it was impaired.
That's correct.
Okay, does your client want to accept that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Okay, you can put your hand down, Mr. View. Mr. View, I do have an advice of rights with the signature at the bottom here. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Could you read this document?
Yes.
Do you understand each of the rights listed here?
Yes.
And do you have any questions about these rights?
No.
Are you willing to give up each of these rights here today in order to plead guilty to the amended charge of impaired driving?
Yes.
Okay, you understand that impaired driving is a misdemeanor with a maximum penalty of 93 days and or $500 in fines?
Yes.
Okay, and you understand that you would have to give up your right to the presumption of innocence, so you're innocent until proven guilty. You recognize that?
Yes.
You have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at a trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You also have the right to confront in court any of your accusers or any witnesses that the city intends to call against you. You have the right to cross-examine them. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You have the right to call your own witnesses at trial or present evidence at trial that you believe further a defense to the charge being brought against you. And you have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You understand that?
Yes.
You're willing to give up all of those rights?
Yes.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to give those rights up?
No.
Have there been any promises made to you in exchange for you entering a guilty plea today?
No.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
Do you understand that a guilty plea to impaired can result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to report a conviction on a future job application?
Yes.
You also could have impact for any travel or immigration status you may be seeking with a conviction of this kind. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. As to the amended charge of operating while impaired, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
Factual basis, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. View, on or about May 21st, 2023, were you driving a vehicle upon Mason Street at or near Birchfield Drive? Yes. And that's in the city of Lansing, the county of Ingham, the state of Michigan, correct? Yes. And at that time, you were pulled over by the police? Yes. And the police ran tests that indicated that your blood alcohol level indicated that you were impaired by alcohol at that time, correct? Yes. Do you dispute those tests? No. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions from you, Mr. Staples?
None from the city, Your Honor.
Okay, the court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. Find your plea be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter set for sentencing January 8th, 2024 at 9 a.m. When you leave here, you go down one floor to the 5th floor and check in with our probation department so they can get you set up for your pre-sentence report interview, okay? Okay. Do you have any, and if you've already undergone an assessment, which I believe you have, that needs to be provided to probation so that you don't incur the expense of a new one prior to sentencing, okay? Okay. Do you have any questions? No. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set, sir. On the record in the matter, the people of the state of Michigan people of the city of Lansing versus Nicole Ethel Costa, file number 23-01948. Counsel appearance, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Erica Terranova on behalf of the defendant, Nicole Costa.
You and I see Nicole Costa is present via Zoom. Today is the date set for sentencing, and I do have a pre-sentence report that was prepared on the 31st of October. Ms. Terranova, did you get a copy of that, and did you have a chance to go over it with your client?
Yes, I did. I received a copy, Your Honor. My client and I have both reviewed the report, and we have no corrections, additions, or deletions, Your Honor.
To make our confusion.
Thank you, Your Honor. As you can see from the pre-sentence report, Your Honor, this is Ms. Costa's first and only criminal offense, Your Honor. She has an excellent employment record. She worked for the state of Michigan for several years, and she is currently employed now. I agree with the pre-sentence report, Your Honor, in that Ms. Costa is very remorseful for what occurred, Your Honor. This is, I believe, an isolated incident. She is taking this matter very seriously. She has been in constant contact with my office, Your Honor, and is, went ahead and did the recommended classes that the assessor asked her to complete, Your Honor. She completed the MAD impact panel. She has done the alcohol highway safety course, Your Honor. As I've indicated, she's taken this matter very seriously, and she has commented both to the probation officer as well to the assessor that things could have obviously been significantly worse with this incident, Your Honor. So she is extremely lucky that she did not harm herself or others that day. With this being her only offense, I think it's appropriate to adopt the probation recommendation that there be no further probation since Ms. Costa has completed all of the courses that have been asked of her. She is also prepared to pay fines and costs in full, Your Honor, and she is able to do that today. So I ask that the report be adopted and that she be sentenced to fines and costs, Your Honor. Thank you.
And did you wish to make a statement at this time?
Yes, a brief statement, Your Honor. Ms. Casca, you can go ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Since the day this occurred, I felt shame, guilt, disappointment in myself that I chose to do what I did. Sorry. Not a day goes by that I don't regret my decision. I could have left my kids without a mother. I could have harmed somebody else. This decision will stay with me forever. I can assure you this will never happen again, Your Honor.
Thank you. I reviewed the pre-sentence report as well as her prior criminal history, which doesn't have anything else. She didn't even really have a driving record prior to this incident. And then I recognize the underlying incident having occurred after leaving a football game, of course, indulging. And you probably thought you were okay until your tire blew out.
Yes, Your Honor.
And it's an unfortunate, and it was a poor decision at the time to drive with blood alcohol content of what it was, which is I think it's almost double the legal limit. It was 0.15, I believe. But nonetheless, the blessing in this is that no one was hurt. You weren't hurt. If you were, it wasn't serious injury caused, and that you've learned from this, and you're still here to do the work that you're doing and to be with your children and make better decisions. I have no doubt, based on your prior criminal history, that this is an isolated incident and that you won't return to this course of action, that in the future, you'll make better decisions. I see that you've already completed the highway safety, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You've completed the highway safety seminar. You've also already completed the victim impact panel, which I would have ordered you to do at this point, but you've already done that. So I think that the recommendation is appropriate. You do not appear to be a candidate for probation at this time. And so I'm going to sentence you to fines and costs. Your fine in this matter is $500. There's a $75 crime victim rights fee that you're responsible for, plus a $50 state minimum cost that you're responsible for. You also owe the police department $270.98 for responding to this incident. A total of $895.98. You intend to pay that in full today, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can make payment at the court website. You would use your case number, the 23-014-1948, that is, and then you would also, or you can mail, check, or money order, or you can come up and make payment at the criminal traffic window, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions at this time?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you, and good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Actually, Pacific Juma. Interpreter. Mr. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Logan Hill, I have file numbers 21020228RI or R1, and then 21L2627 6332, and then 22L2721982.
I'm here, Your Honor.
And thank you. And Mr. Hill, today is the date and the time that's set for a show cause hearing. These are set for show cause hearing because you owe fines in each of these matters. On at least one of these matters, I've set this for a show cause on more than one occasion. And so you were supposed to, at least you told me in August, that you had collections in various counties. You requested 30 days to pay your citation for no ops and file number 19-00071 by September. I'm sorry, wrong file. You requested time to pay the basic speeding of 170. And you said that you would make that payment no later than November, no later than 30 days from October 2nd. So that should have been paid by now. We've not received payment on that one. Your other file, which is a restitution of a restored license that you accepted responsibility to impeding back in 2021. This is at least the second show cause on this matter. And you said that you would pay within 30 days, but you didn't pay. What's your plan, sir?
I'd like to get on a payment plan with you guys. I
well-
thought you said you give me 30 days to get a job. Last thing I wasn't working. I didn't know you want me
Are
to
you
pay in
working?
full in 30 days. Yes,
Are
I'm
you
working
working
part-time. Yes.
Where are you working?
I'm working with my father remodeling houses. It's just part-time, like a side gig for right now.
Yeah, two files. I don't know why. Where's the third one? When are you gonna make your first payment?
I'm still like $200 late on my rent right now. So if you can give me like 2 weeks to make the first payment, so I can take care of my rent first, that'd be more realistic than telling you I can make a payment today because I can't.
I'm missing file number 982. I'm missing one of these files. The one in 982. You said you need 2 weeks and you can make a payment.
Yes. What's the total?
You owe on file number ending in 332, $170. And file number 21-02028, $125. And in the third file, file number 22L2721982, you owe $198. Two of these files
500.
Two of these files are convictions that you've had for over 2 years,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're gonna make a payment of how much?
I can make a payment of $100 in 2 weeks. If that's all right, and I could just continue to make a payment every week of $100 for 5 weeks.
Okay, I'll note here that you'll make a payment of $100 within the next 2 weeks, and you'll make weekly payments of $100 until paid in full. So long as you do that, you'll be all set. We will not be setting this for any more show causes. Next time it'll be a bench warrant, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're all set. I don't have this file to put a note in. So what? to it. It might have to. You can come look. Ms. Julie, are you ready with your client?
Ms. Ramos?
You ready with Ms. Reynolds?
Yes, you.
I don't see her on my docket.
She was originally scheduled for a jury trial today, however, she failed to appear on October 17th.
Gotcha. Who's handling Ms. Simmons, Martez Simmons, that is, and Sinai Mojica and Everett Kreisman. I don't see him here. Oh, Kreisman's at 10:30. Are you not representing these people on Zoom?
Yeah, I've got Mr. Kristen, absolutely.
I also see a Sinai Mojica
Yes, I also have Ms. Mohican.
and Martez Simmons.
Yes, however, I might need to speak in this sentence. Check that. We'll need to speak in this sentence.
On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Sinai Mojica, file number 23L2793703, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Zanai Mohica.
Okay, can you hear me, Sinai Mojica? You're muted.
Sorry, I had to figure it out. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, very good. Today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial and a failure to display operator's license. We reset this back in September because Ms. Mojica was working to pay off her fines so that she can get a license. How are we coming along with that?
Your Honor, Ms. Mohica.
Counsel?
Your Honor, Ms. Mojica reports that she has been able to pay off her fines. She is in the process and has actually just sent me some paperwork. If we could get a short adjournment, maybe I can send this over to the prosecutor this morning yet, or we could adjourn it till next week and give him time to review.
Paperwork that indicates that she has a valid license?
Yes, that she has paid off her tickets and is operating with a valid license.
Well, then you can forward that right now. She's here now.
Okay. I sent what I could. The first two items she sent me came through. The next two did not. I don't know what the last two were, but I believe the first two indicate payment and a issuance of a permit. And I'll leave it up to Mr. Staples' discretion if that's sufficient for dismissal.
That's fine. I've received those and is able to view them. It does appear to show a license and payment, so the city will move to dismiss.
Motion to dismiss is granted. Your case is dismissed, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Everett Keisman, file number 22-01371, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Everett Kreisman.
Okay, so this date and the time that was set for a pretrial on a failure to obey officer, looks like. We had to reset this matter because at the time, Mr. Kreisman was in custody and he was released. How are we proceeding? Was there an offer of Mr. Staples?
Yes, Your Honor, there's an offer from Mr. Kristen to accept responsibility for a civil infraction disturbing the peace in this matter.
Does your client want to accept that?
Yes, he does, Your Honor.
Is that correct, Mr. Kreisman? You want to accept responsibility to disturbing the peace? You're muted. You're muted, sir.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Did you want to accept responsibility to the reduced charge of disturbing the peace, civil infraction?
Yes, Your Honor.
Your fine is $135. When can you pay?
It's going to take a couple weeks right now. I'm self-employed, but it's kind of slow, so.
I'll note here that you'll make payment within 30 days, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
You can make payment at the court website using your case number. You can mail check or money order to the court with your case number on it, or you can come up and make a payment at the criminal traffic window, okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Who was this again? Is that Kristen? And we don't have this file. I'm just like a dumb file. So I can put a note. Yeah, I don't know either. I just want to put a note. Hold on. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Tashara Randall's, file number 23-01600OD. Appearance, please.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Tashara Randalls.
Okay, Mr. Randall's, you're not on my docket today because you were given an offer back on October 3rd. You requested time to consider that, and you were supposed to be back in court on October 17th at 10 a.m. and you failed to appear. So you are in warrant status. What happened?
Mixed up, Your Honor.
Sorry?
I got my dates mixed up.
How did you do that? We gave you a notice with more than one date on.
The paper, I thought that I just had to contact Mr. John Lee to basically let him know that I was going to plead guilty or not guilty. So I did mess up.
How are we proceeding today?
Ms. Randalls is prepared to plead to OWI first, Your Honor.
The original charge.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, she's pleading to the original charge.
That's correct.
Driving advice and rights. Well, I have one from the 3rd, I guess.
I have another one from today. If you'd like.
Oh, yes. Okay, So now I have two advice of rights, and there's signature on them. Is this your signature? You read this? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury? Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, so you're being charged in this complaint with one count of operating while intoxicated or with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or higher. And so you have the right in this matter to have a trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. So that means you're innocent until the city can prove you guilty. Do you understand that? You're willing to give up your right to the presumption of innocence so you can plead guilty rather than have them prove you guilty? You have the right to a trial. You have the right to jury trial. At the time of trial, you have the right to remain silent and not have silence be used against you. You understand that? You have the right to confront any of the witnesses the city calls or any accusers and cross-examine them at the trial. Do you understand that? You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe for their defense of the charge being brought against you. Do you understand that? You have the right to require them to prove each element of the charge of operating while having a blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher beyond a reasonable doubt at your trial. And you're willing to give up all of those rights today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty? Has there been any promises made to you that it have enticed or induced you to waive your rights and plead guilty? Are you currently on probation or on parole? You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer? You may also have to place that you have a conviction or this conviction on a future job application. You understand that? And then also a guilty plea could result in a conviction that may have impact on travel or immigration status. So some jurisdictions or countries don't allow people with criminal convictions to come visit. You understand that? Okay, you still want to waive your rights? As to the charge of operating while intoxicated or with blood alcohol content of 0.08 or higher. How do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
A factual basis, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Randalls, on or about May 21st, 2023, were you driving upon Walsh at or near Holmes?
Yes.
And that's in the city of Lansing, county of Hingham, state of Michigan, correct? And at that time, were you operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level greater than 0.08? No further question.
Mr. Staples, any questions?
No questions from the city, Your Honor.
Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea, find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. All right, this matter is set for sentencing. It's going to be on January 8th at 9 a.m. Okay? And you can appear via Zoom or in person. It's up to you.
Okay.
When you leave here today, you need to go down to the 5th floor, check in with our probation department. They're going to get you set up for your pre-sentence investigation so they can provide me with the recommendation about how you should be sentenced. Did she complete an assessment?
She did.
That needs to be provided to probation so that you don't incur the cost of a new assessment, okay? Do you have any questions? Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing from the city.
Nothing for the defense room.
Okay, we'll see you at your sentencing, ma'am. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, and I see Ms. James, you're here on behalf of Cody McGinnis.
Good morning, Your Honor. That's correct.
You need to log in and speak to somebody.
Simmons.
Simmons.
For just a moment, sure.
Simmons, I think is here first.
Oh, Simmons would be great. Thank you.
Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Cody Alon McGinnis, file number 23L 2783171 and 172, council appearances.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gidget James on behalf of Cody McKinnis, who is also appearing by Zoom.
Okay, And Mr. McInnes, today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial. I have one improper plate and one traffic signal violation. I remember that the last court date, Ms. James, you were in trial, so we reset this. Mr. Staples, was there an offer?
There was, Your Honor. The city has offered to amend the improper plate charge down to a no valid plate civil infraction under MCL 257.255. And then the other civil infraction would remain.
James, how does your client want to proceed?
Your Honor, it's my understanding after discussing this with Mr. McInnes that he is going to accept responsibility for these two matters.
Mr. McInnes, is that accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the improper plate being amended to a no valid plate, civil infraction. Your fine is $130. And then your disobeyed traffic signal, your fine is also $130. When can you make payment?
Yes, ma'am.
When can you make payment?
I can make full payment in 17 days. Like 2 weeks after Thursday. I get paid on Thursday every 2 weeks.
Okay, this Thursday being the 9th, you get paid. You said you can pay in 2 weeks. That's the 23rd, which is Thanksgiving. We're closed, so we'll give you to the 27th.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions about how you make payment?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for defense, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Mr. Lee, I'm gonna put you in the room, let's see, with Martez Simmons.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Lee, are you ready to proceed? We can't hear you. You're muted.
I apologize. Thank you, Your Honor. Ready to proceed with Simmons. I might need just a minute with Mr. Bischoff.
Can you adjust your camera, Martez Simmons?
Yes.
Thank you. On the record of the matter, the people of the city of Lansing versus Martez Simmons, file number 2302272 and 23L2793561. Appearance, please.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Martez Simmons.
Okay. Mr. Simmons, today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial and an explanation hearing. I have a driving unlicensed and then I have a speeding. We reset this matter to allow Mr. Simmons to have an appointment with the Secretary of State so that he can have his license restored. Any update on that, Mr. Lee?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Simmons did go to the Secretary of State to explore what needed to be done. And what he found out was that there are, as he describes it, two segments. One segment that you have to complete to get a permit, and then another segment to begin to learn how to drive. And then another segment that you have to complete in order to actually get your license. When I say segments, I mean segments of a driver's school course. So in other words, what he has to do is complete a driver's school course, take a written test, and then pass the road test, basically starting at ground zero. So he is in the process of trying to get enrolled in a driver's school. He's been calling around. They're kind of full, but he anticipates that he will be enrolled sometime within the next 30 days and would be taking the first step towards getting his license restored.
Okay, so how much time do you need to do that?
I told him that, if we could get enrolled in the next 30 days, we would at least be making progress towards getting the license. And he seems to think that that is a reasonable expectation.
Okay, so we'll set it out 30 days and get an update. December 19th at 9 a.m. December 19th at 9 a.m. Mr. Simmons, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record today, council?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set for today, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll put Casey Bischoff in the room with you, Mr. Lee.
Thank you.
No problem. Mr. Lee, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Casey Hayden Bischoff, file number 23L2803, 851, 852, and 853. Appearance, please.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Casey Bischoff.
Okay. Stating the date and the time set for these matters. We were waiting for the defendant to get hearings with Secretary of State, last court date. I have a failure to declare ops, a no proof of insurance, and an expired plate. How are we proceeding at this time?
Your Honor, Mr. Bischoff reports that he has yet to get a hearing date in front of the Secretary of State Board. He is currently considering an alternative route and would like to explore plea negotiations with Assistant City Attorney Matthew Staples. And to that end, Your Honor, we would ask for a 30-day adjournment so that we can work out a plea negotiation and he can come into compliance on the matters that would be solved that way.
Oh. December 19th at 9 a.m.
You said December 19th, ma'am?
That's correct.
Thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set for today.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. I haven't seen Anaya Johnson. Okay, sure. I didn't see anybody here for full compliance.
Your Honor, I'll be moving to dismiss that.
Oh. It's on a citation, I think. That matter is dismissed. Okay. Corey Hartwig. Can we see Corey Hartwig? Well, it's early. Again, McGinnis. I'm just trying to catch up here. And then you're ready on, is it Lopez Hernandez?
Yes, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Jose Lopez Hernandez, file number 22-03345, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Jose Lopez Hernandez.
Okay, this matter was set out because we were having him screened for 54B sobriety court. Do we have an update on that?
Your Honor, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Lopez Hernandez has not yet been screened. I was in touch with Maria Taylor, the probation officer at 54B, who was in charge of that program. I forwarded her a new phone number that I don't think she had previously used. She did not give me a specific report back as to whether or not she had attempted to call him yet. But she did thank me for the new phone number. So I'm hoping that the screening process can be expedited and will happen soon.
Okay. Sounds good. So we'll reset this. December 19th at 9. Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set for today, Mr. Lopez Hernandez. Okay. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Matthew Kohlberg, file number 23-00192. Appearance for the record.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Anderson on behalf of the defendant, Matthew Kohlberg, who does appear via Zoom.
Today was the date set for a review. And my understanding is this matter just needs to have a trial date.
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. In terms of a potential expert witness who would be testifying in this matter, I've been informed that she is not available November 5th through November 18th, as well as December 22nd through December 31st. But other than that, she is available through the end of March.
No, yeah, yeah, he definitely said 22nd. Yeah, where's your question? You said what? You know, does December 19th work?
I apologize, Your Honor. Give me just a moment. It does.
Okay, so we'll move for December 19th at 8:15.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the
No, Your
city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense.
Thank you. We'll see you in person December 19th.
Thank you.
Hardwick, can you hear me?
Yes, my apologies. I'm on my way to you guys. I just didn't want you to think I was not showing up again.
What are we doing with her case?
I'm just waiting for the bus right now.
Or does she need to be here in person for it, whatever it is?
I don't believe so.
Okay, let me call your case. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Corey Hardwick, file number 22-031610 OT, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Corey Hardwick.
Okay, Ms. Hardwick, today was the date and the time that we reset this matter. This matter was reset because you were being screened for drug court at the 30th Circuit Court. Mr. Lee, do you have an update on that?
No, I must be thinking of a different case. I thought we were here for a driving while license suspended case.
We are, and my note says that she's being screened for drug court.
Oh, yeah, I don't have any updates on the drug court screen.
How are we resolving this? This is not a matter that is being part of a global resolution.
I have not been talked to about any global resolutions that would involve this case, Your Honor. She is trying to get her license. It is her understanding, based on her conversations with the Secretary of State, that what she has to do is pay a reinstatement fee, and then she can take the written test. She has been struggling a little bit to come up with money since her release. She was released about a month ago from county jail. She has made several applications at hotels, including the Fairfield Inn and the Holiday Inn in Okemos, for housekeeping positions. She's hoping to get up and running soon so she can have the money to obtain her license, and is asking the court for a 30-day recess to allow for that.
On the record in the matter of the people, state of Michigan versus Corey Hardwick. Ms. Hardwick, this matter is in warrant status. This is a matter that you have before Judge Ward, number 22-02112FY, and it looks like you owe $1,074 in this matter.
Is that, I believe that was for restitution, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
I'm struggling to hear what you're saying. You said what?
I believe that that balance owed, is that due for restitution?
That is correct.
Okay, yeah, I am familiar with it. Yeah, just currently I'm looking for employment. I don't know if we can maybe schedule a date I could start making payments for that. So we at least get, at least have a scheduled like plan, and I'm not just pushing it off.
You want to set up a payment plan? What does that payment plan look like?
Currently being looking for employment, so it's not a for sure like schedule, but I'm sure I could do. Is there any way I could do for now like $50 per month? Because I know I can at least get $50 per month made as a payment.
When are you going to make your first payment?
I can do it Friday. Coming up Friday.
I'll note here that you'll make a payment of $50 per month beginning this Friday. This Friday, ma'am, actually we're closed on Friday, so you're gonna need to make payment on the Monday, which is the 12th, okay? I'm sorry, what is Monday? Monday's
Okay.
the 12th. Monday's the 13th.
Okay.
And and that you'll make a payment on the 13th of each month. $50. Is that correct?
Yes.
And I have an indication here that this file has placed a suspension on your driving record. So you're not going to be able to get, I don't know what else is on your driving record, but you're not going to be able to get a driving license while you're not taking care of this matter, because there was a Secretary of State suspension attached because of the age of this case without any payments.
Okay.
And this, I
All
believe,
right.
was a motor vehicle joyriding originally. I'm not sure what you pled to because I don't see it note on the file. Looks like motor vehicle unlawful use. Okay, so now back on the record in the city. So now back on the record in the city file, Mr. Lee, understanding that she has another matter that's going to tie up her license.
Yes.
Why am I adjourning this 30 days?
No, given that information, Your Honor, that would not make sense. I think that the city attorney and I can resolve this probably with the plea in the next week or two.
Okay, we'll reset that so you all can negotiate that. Due November 28th at 9. November 28th at 9. Okay, Ms. Hartwick, that's your next court date.
All righty. Thank you.
No problem. Any additional matters for the record today?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
You're all set, ma'am. Mr. Shearer, I thought he didn't take care of this matter.
Mr. Shearer, per the Ingham County Jail is in treatment, so
That's what I thought. Okay, we can reset these for Mr. Shearer. Okay, I see Austin Jumper. You're representing him, and then Misha Martin just logged in.
Well set to proceed with Mr. Drummiller. I will need a moment to talk to you.
Let's see. Austin Drumheller. Okay. On the record in the matter of the people, the city of Lansing versus Austin Drumheller, file number 23L2808332, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Austin Michael Drumheller.
Okay. And Mr. Drumheller, today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial on a failure to display an operator's license. Let's see, how are we proceeding with this, council?
Mr. Drumheller has accepted a offer from the prosecutor to plead to allowing an unlicensed person to drive, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Drumheller, did you hear the offer?
Yes.
You want to accept that offer today?
Yeah, I do.
Please raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Okay, so the people are willing to amend the charge to an operating or allowing an unlicensed person to operate. And that's a misdemeanor, but it's not abstractable, meaning it doesn't get reported to the Secretary of State. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you want to give up your rights in order to accept that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
So you have the right to have a jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence at your trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
So you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at a jury trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, right?
I do.
You have the right to cross-examine or question any of the witnesses that the city intends to call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe further a defense to the charge being brought against you. And you have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. Are you willing to give up each of those rights today?
Yes, I am.
Is anybody threatening you to give up those rights?
No, ma'am.
Has there been any promises made to you in exchange for you giving up those rights?
No.
Okay, you're currently on probation or on parole?
No, I am not.
As to the amended charge of allowing an unlicensed driver to operate a motor vehicle, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Actual basis, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Drumheller, on or about August 9th, 2023, were you in a vehicle on East Jolly Road at or near South Cedar Street?
Yes.
That's in the city of Lansing, county of Ingham, state of Michigan, correct?
Yes.
And did you at that time allow a person that you knew to be unlicensed to drive and operate the vehicle?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Lee, any questions? I'm sorry, Mr. Staples, any questions?
Nothing from the city, Your Honor.
We have a civil infraction. Was that taken care of already? Court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Disobey traffic sign. Okay, sounds good, thank you. Okay, your fine is $300. When can you make payment?
The next week.
You're gonna pay in full next week?
I can't pay in full.
You said you can pay in full?
I can't.
How much you gonna pay next week?
100.
When are you gonna make your next payment?
I'm not sure.
You'll pay
Hopefully.
You said
Hopefully.
what? Hopefully what?
Once a month.
Okay, I'll note that you'll make a payment November 17th of $100. You'll make a payment of $100 monthly on the 17th of each month until paid in full.
Okay.
Do you know how to make payments?
Yes, I do.
Okay, any additional matters for the record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set, Mr. Drumheller.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Denisha Martin.
I'm here.
You need to speak with her?
Yes, you.
Okay, hang tight. Your attorney needs to speak with you.
Okay.
I'll put her in room 1. On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Denisha Martin, file number 21-00389, council appearance.
Pat Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Donisha Martin.
Today was the date that I reset this matter. Ms. Martin was supposed to be working to try to get a license. How are we proceeding at this time?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Martin, in point of fact, has never had a license, so she has some outstanding tickets she has to pay on, and she has to progress through the licensing process. She has paid some money. She told me that she recently paid $100 on her tickets, and that she will be getting her permit this coming week. So she has made some progress, but we'll need some more time to be able to actually procure the license.
Okay, when is she supposed to sit for her license or take her license exam?
Well, she's going to get her permit, so then I think she has to get through a course, and I think that's about 30 days, so perhaps a 45-day adjournment.
December 19th at 9:30. December 19th at 9:30.
Is my other court date?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions at this time?
No, thank
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Everything for the city, Your Honor.
For defense, Your Honor.
You're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Alyssa Zwernick, file number 23-02428. Appearance for the record.
Pat Staples for the city of Lansing.
Okay, and then Ms. Zwernick, you can hear me? You're muted.
Okay,
Okay, today was the date and the time that was reset for a pretrial on operating with a high blood alcohol content and a no ops. And we adjourned this because you were denied public defense counsel.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you requested time to hire an attorney. Have you been able to hire an attorney yet?
I'm actually with my mom today and going to be speaking with my attorney. I have been talking with him. He had a family issue on Sunday with his son, and I just came back to Lansing from Bay City. That's where I've been living recently. So I do have, my mom is helping me out with the attorney. He just is not present today. His name is Lionel Woolley.
Okay.
He will be in contact with the courts. I do believe he is in court today. But my mom is just
Familiar with Mr. Woolley. So if he is going to represent you, he'll file an appearance with the court.
Okay.
So I'll reset this matter so that he has time to do that.
Okay.
November 28th at 9:30.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any questions?
Is there a possibility that I could change my address considering that I'm moving back in with my mother?
Okay, what's your new address?
129 31 East Melody Lane Road, Grand Ledge, Michigan.
Okay, we'll update your address. Is your phone number still the same?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no problem. Any additional matters or questions today, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Council, any additional matters?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, Ms. Warnick. We'll see you at your next court date.
Thank
You're welcome.
We have Mr. Ellen Boss on the screen, Your Honor, and Mr. Moore is here in the court.
Excuse me. On the record, in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Joseph Robert Ellen Boss, file number 23-01644, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Joseph Robert Ellen Boss.
Okay, Mr. Ellen Boss, today's the date and the time that's set for a pretrial on operating with a high blood alcohol content. Let me see. Is this matter needing to be adjourned so that we can get an assessment?
No, Your Honor, we have worked out a deal with the city attorney whereby Mr. Ellen Boss will be pleading to OWI first today.
Mr. Ellen Boss, is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can put your hand down. Okay, so in this matter, the people are moving to amend the charge of operating while having a high blood alcohol content to an operating while intoxicated first offense. You have the right in this matter to proceed to trial, and you have the right to a jury trial. At the time of your trial, you have the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you have the right to require the city to prove your guilt at a jury trial by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to confront in court and cross-examine any other witnesses that they call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe further defense to the charge being brought against you. You have the right to remain silent at your trial and not have silence be used against you. You understand each of those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you willing to give up each of those rights here today in order to enter a guilty plea to operating while intoxicated first offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody made any threats to you to get you to waive your rights
No.
and plead guilty? Okay, any promises being made to you in exchange for a guilty plea?
No.
Are you currently on probation or on parole?
No.
You understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your current employer, or you may need to report this conviction on a future job application.
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand that a guilty plea could have impact on travel or immigration status that you may be seeking.
Yes, Your Honor.
And you still wish to waive your rights with those understandings?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
As to the amended charge of operating while intoxicated first offense, do you plead guilty, not guilty, or stand mute?
I plead guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Ellen Boss, on or about August 7th, 2022, were you driving and operating a motor vehicle on 524 Monroe at
Yes.
or near 524 Monroe on Monroe Street? Okay, and that's a road that's generally open to the public, correct?
Yes.
Okay, in the city of Lansing, county of Ingham, state of Michigan.
Yes.
Okay, and at that time you encountered police?
Yes.
And as a result of that encounter, there was a blood draw?
Yes.
And do you have any reason to dispute that the blood alcohol level from that blood draw showed greater than 0.08?
I have no reason to dispute that.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any questions, Mr. Staples?
None from the city, Your Honor.
court is satisfied with the factual basis, I'll accept your plea, find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. This matter is set for sentencing January 8th, 2024 at 9 o'clock in the morning. You need to report to our probation department, sir, no later than 48 hours. So it's 11:15. You need to be in our probation office in person, no later than Thursday at 11:15, so that you can get prepared for your pre-sentence investigation. You're going to be required to undergo a alcohol or substance abuse assessment prior to your sentencing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Being called failed to appear.
No, he's here. I took down this.
Oh, I need to make more space.
Should I go ahead and leave the meeting or?
Yep, you're free to go.
Okay. Have a good day, Your Honor.
Same to you. Jessica Long failed to appear. Space. Yeah. I'm good. Okay. Can you tell Mr. Lee to come back, please? On the record, in the matter of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kendrick Moore, file number 21-03214, council appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender John Lee on behalf of Kenrick Moore.
Okay, Mr. Moore, today was the date that we reset this matter. It's a driving unlicensed. You were going to see if you can make attempts to get your license, and you had a warrant out of Beaton County and a Secretary of State clearance. I see an advice of rights. Was there an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Moore was offered allowing an unlicensed person to drive.
You want to accept that offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Please raise your right hand. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give us the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can put your hand down. This is an advice of rights and plea information sheet. It does have today's date on it. Is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you read this document?
Yes.
You understand each of the rights listed here?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you willing to give up all of these rights today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have the right to a trial and you have the right to a jury trial. You have the right to the presumption of innocence. So you're innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to require the city prove your guilt by proving each element of the charge being brought against you beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand each of those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to give those up today?
Yes, ma'am.
You have the right to cross-examine any other witnesses that the city intends to call against you at trial. You have the right to call any of your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe further a defense to the charge being brought against you. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used against you. You want to give up those rights as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody threatening you to get you to give up those rights?
No, ma'am.
Any promises being made to you in exchange for you giving up those rights today?
No, ma'am.
You understand that although this is a misdemeanor, maximum penalty 93 days and or $500 in fines, it's not abstractable. So that means that it won't be reported to Secretary of State. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As to the amended charge of allowing an unlicensed person to drive, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you're guilty?
Yes.
Factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Moore, on or about November 21st, 2021, were you in a motor vehicle on North Cedar at or near Adams Street?
Yes, sir.
And that's in the city of Lansing, the county of Ingham, the state of Michigan, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you at that time allow somebody that you knew to be unlicensed drive or operate the vehicle?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Staples, any questions?
None from the city, Your Honor.
The court is satisfied with the factual basis. I'll accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Employed?
Yes.
Where are you employed?
Kirchhoff Automotive.
Your fine is $300. When can you make payment?
In the next couple of weeks, I just got back. We was on layoff.
Are you paying in full in the next couple of weeks, or are you making a partial payment?
Probably partial.
How much you gonna pay?
150.
You're gonna pay 150 no later than when? A couple of weeks from today would be the 21st, or do you need until the 28th?
28.
Then you'll make the remaining balance paid by December 28th.
Yes, ma'am.
You know how to make payment online?
No,
It's
probably just gonna come up here.
Yep, you can come up and make payment after coming on traffic window. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, ma'am.
Any additional matters for the record, counsel?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
For the defense, Your Honor.
Oh, you're all set, thank you.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Are we ready with Mr. Hall?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
On the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus James Hall, file number 21-01166, counsel appearance.
Matt Staples for the city of Lansing.
Assistant Public Defender on behalf of James Hall.
Okay, Mr. Hall, today was the date that was set for a pretrial on a driving while license is suspended. Was there an offer, Mr. Staples?
Your Honor, there was an offer of allowing a suspended person to drive. But Mr. Lee, I believe, was going to discuss the ability of his client to get his license back with his client when he was able to speak with him.
Mr. Lee, how do you want to proceed?
Mr. Hall reports that the big thing that has been preventing him from getting his license is a child support hold that is being cleared by a friend of the court. He reports that he has brought all his accounts current, and with that clearance, should be able to engage the Secretary of State and get his license reinstated. So he's asking for a 30-day adjournment to make that happen.
December 19th at 9:30. December 19th at 9:30. Any additional matters for today's record?
Nothing for the city, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll get you a notice to appear. You're all set, okay?
Amen.
That's all I have for the morning.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. I'll see you this afternoon.
Are we having a hearing on Smith? Okay, so we're not expected to have a hearing. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.